Yo, 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 traders, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in this beautiful world. I hope you're all well. Please excuse me, guys. I sound like Barry White today. Yeah, it's the editor's fault. I'm only joking. So yeah, bear with me, guys. A little bit coarse today because I do so much bloody talking. So there you go. Plan of attack. I'm not in any trades today, guys, as such. The trade I was looking at, Euro Canadian dollar. Excuse me, Canadian dollar. I'm still keeping an eye on this. And I'm also keeping an eye on a few yen pairs and Swiss franc pairs that are overbought. So we'll keep an eye on them too. But yeah, not in anything as yet. Also, very important, guys, with my Barry White voice. Check out who Barry White is, the walrus of love. That's what they call me in Dubai. Half past the hour, right? We are going to have initial jobless claims, right? We've got continuing jobless claims and initial jobless claims. So this is, a 3-star rating, guys. So we're going to play Guess the News game. Ooh. Okay, we're going to play Guess the News game. I know. The excitement is too much. What else are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to take your questions. Christ, I almost forgot. We are going to take as many questions as you can possibly give me. So let's try and push for 300 questions, and we'll try and answer all of them, and we could break a world record. Who knows? Right, let's see who's in the house first of all. Let's bring up this live chat. Let's see who's in. So Michael, good afternoon, Michael. How are you? Kibria, how are you? Aya, hello. Havwis, am I pronouncing that correctly? Havwis. The fact that we have some risk management makes me love you. At least I know someone who manages trades like me, so I'm not mad after all. Harris, you are not mad. Yeah, we must manage risk. That is the most important thing, managing risk. And I will go on a rant very shortly about risk. Scouts, the walrus of love. That's what they call me. Yeah, I didn't name myself that. Mark Bailey, how are you, Mark? Mark, we just sent you an email. So check it out. Yeah. Right. So, yeah, welcome to the live stream. Let's get started. So EuroCAD, guys, this was the trade that I was looking at, but it's just not materializing as yet. Okay, we were in a daily uptrend, as you can see, as per my yellow lines, right? And the idea is to potentially come back up to these last highs, right? The market wants to reach the last high in an uptrend, right? So that's the idea behind this. And we got nice value in here. We're not exactly at the moving average 20, but we're close enough. So when price is near the moving average 20, right, it represents good value. Okay. And again, we're nearish to the moving average 20. And then we got this bottom wick as well. But all I really wanted to see, guys, was a break of this H4. You can actually see it better on the H1. So I just want to see a break of this level. If we get a break of this level, I will trade Euro Canadian dollar up to this psychological level. Yeah, what else am I looking at? Yeah, a few of these oversold pairs interest me. Like US dollar Swiss franc still interests me at this level, right? I mean, because if you look at the day chart, it's clearly in a downtrend, right? I want you to know that I'm aware of that. Okay, we're in a downtrend, right? But we've had quite a bullish candle. Can anyone hear my dog? My dog drinks water like, I don't know, like something very noisy. He's lapping up that water like a nutter. Anyway, we're very oversold, right? And we've had a bullish candle. I don't like this top wick, right? But I do really like the H4, right? Let's remove this because this will be a little bit misleading. But this level right through here is a beautiful level, okay? And part of me wants to trade this like right now. But what I've said to myself is I'll wait for the US dollar news to come out, right? We've just like 23 and a half minutes exactly. See how quick the maths was there. We're going to wait for the news and then we'll see what happens. But I really like this level for buys. All right, so this is a Swiss franc example. But if you also look at the yen pairs, which one was I looking at? Yeah, look at this. Look at that pound yen just through there. It's exactly the same setup on the H4, right? We've got a H4 structure break. Price has retraced to what was once resistance becomes support. Yeah, that's a break and a retest. I bloody love that setup, right? It's such a nice setup. Now, normally I wouldn't hesitate and I would take this trade, right? We're above the H4, everything's looking good. My only hesitation, right, which may be right or wrong, but it is my hesitation, right, is the day chart, right? We are still in a downtrend, okay? But, you know, we still got a lot of room up to the moving average 20. But it's just the fact we're in a downtrend is making me a little reluctant to take these trades, right? Because if we go back to the H4, it's a thing of beauty. So I'm going to wait for that US dollar news to come out, and then perhaps I can reassess these trades. So that's what I'm looking at, guys. But what are you looking at? Yeah, please let me know. Yeah, if there's any currency pair you would like me to look at, or you would like to talk about strategy, you would like to talk about money management, psychology, support and resistance, candlesticks, trends, structure, Liverpool Football Club, South African bees, pollinizing. I don't know where I got that subject from. But anything, guys, yeah, happy to talk about anything. So please don't be shy with the questions. Right, Niraj, good evening. Greg, how are you, mate? Say it with Stone. Okay, so I just had to read this question first, say it with Stone, to check it wasn't rude, but I don't think it is. Say it with Stone. Tom, out of curiosity, what does it mean, the gesture with the hands that you're shown in the preview of the live show? Funny enough, in Italy, it means I'll make your ass this big, i.e. I'll kick your ass. That wasn't the intention of my body language. I'm not sure what the intention was, but it wasn't like I'll kick your ass. But maybe I'm telling the market I will kick its ass. There you go. That's what I'm saying. And then all we do now and again, me and the editor will meet up and he'll say, right, Tom, I'm going to do some picks so we can put it, you know, we can do some new picks for, you know, Simply Forex. And I'm like, okay, cool. And there's only one stipulation. Don't make me look like an idiot. And he manages to make me look like an idiot every day. So there you go. CJ, how are you? CJ, afternoon, Tom. In both EuroCAD and New Zealand dollar, US dollar buys. Okay, you're in them both. All right, no messing around. I also liked New Zealand dollar, US buys today. Okay, so you're in. So if you're in the trade, CJ, I'm just trying to understand your entry. So you're seeing higher lows on the H1, right? You're seeing a build-up of structure. Okay, maybe this is a clue that this level will break. Yeah. So, okay, you're in EuroCAD already. No problem. An aggressive trade. I'm waiting for a break of this level, as you know. And in New Zealand dollar, US dollar, it was like almost a trade idea for me today. So CJ, great minds think alike. The only problem I had with it was the wick, right? Because if we look at the day chart on New Zealand dollar, US dollar, it's an interesting one, right? We have stopped making lower lows, right? and we're at a weekly support level, this is always a big red flag that price is changing or at least slowing down. Sorry, trend is changing or at least slowing down. And then sure enough, bang, right? This candle right here, the close of the candle breaks these highs. Yeah, and we're above the moving average 20. So totally agree with what you're seeing, CJ. And you know, my target would be back up to this level here, potentially even this 6050. Right? So yeah, totally get this trade. But now let's look on the H4. So there's clearly a level through here, right? You do not need to be Warren Buffett or a good drawer of levels to know that that's a good level. It is. And again, it's the old classic, yeah, we love the classic break, retest, away we go, right? If it starts breaking this area, I'm not interested. And right now, the candles are not filling me with confidence, right? Look at, that's 8 hours of nothing, right? They are dojis, yeah. The top and the bottom wick are pretty much similar, right? They're just dojis. Nothing's going on there. If you look at the H1, you will see 8 hours of nothing, right? There you go, right? We're just sort of between here and here. Now, if New Zealand US dollar breaks this level, happy days, right? Breaks the H1 structure, there's a strong possibility we're making it back up to that grey zone. If it breaks this level, yeah, I'm less confident in buying this pair. But yeah, totally agree with that buy idea, CJ. Yeah, I think that, you know, is a good idea. You know this. You've been in the VIP Discord now for, you know, weeks. Yeah, you know your stuff. Right, what else are we looking at? CAD has been fairly strong this week, Tom. Yeah, well, if you talk about CAD, right, that my immediate thought is to have a look at black gold, have a look at oil, right? And oil is in a really interesting area, right? So why is it an interesting area? So it's basically, this is a weekly low, right? So I can draw this in. Yeah, let me just show you on the weekly chart, right? Clearly a weekly low, right? And we're getting a bounce off that level. Okay, now if we go to the day chart, the problem with it is we're between a rock and a hard place, right? This is weekly support and this is daily resistance, because look, there's the last lows. What was once support becomes resistance. So what you might see is price sort of flitter between these two areas, because you've got a strong downward force and you have a strong upward force, right? These forces are buyers and sellers, right? So this is where we are with oil. We was discussing this with a guy that was on my mentorship program, right? And H4, right? There's a wonderful level here, like really beautiful, wonderful level. Again, it's the old, right? Break, retest. Now, if I had room to move into, I would consider this trade, right? But we know this is daily resistance. So we don't have room to move into. So the problem with oil, it's just trapped, right? See what I did there? It's trapped underneath the earth and we need to free it. No, but it's trapped, excuse my jokes and my personality, but it's trapped between support and resistance, right? That's the problem with it. If we got a break of, like, if we got some sort of price action like this and then a break of these highs and a break out of this grey zone, then okay, yeah, potentially we've got good, you know, oil buys. But, you know, looking at the weekly chart, looking at the daily, you know, it may be a bit of a turning point for oil. We start seeing some oil strength. And then oil strength will in turn make Canadian dollar strong. Yeah, so why is that? Well, Canadian dollar is a big exporter of oil, right? And if the oil price is high, they're going to make a lot of money on their oil, right? It's as simple as that, and it's good for the economy. It's, you know, it makes the Canadian dollar strong. So yeah, you know, that supports this Canadian dollar strength idea. All right, but we shall see. And guys, yeah, while I think of it, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you. Please smash the notification button so you get an alert. And if everyone could please smash the like button right now, guys, I'm going to have a drink of neat vodka while you smash the like button. Right, what else have we got? Okay, so we've got a few more questions here. So Rahil wants to look at pound US dollar. Talk to us about latency trading. Rahil, what do you mean by latency trading? Please explain what you mean. And maybe I know what you're talking about, right? So yeah, please explain what you mean, Rahil. But pound US dollar, let's take a look at that. So this, very quickly, right? Because we looked at this yesterday. It's all about this level. There is a level through here where price just keeps reacting. It also, if that's the day chart, if we look at the weekly chart, it also coincides with literally a touch at the moving average 20. Like literally touched it. Because if you look at the weekly chart, you know, that's primed for a good buying area, yeah? Yeah, that would be a good area to buy in here. So with that in mind, yeah, my tendency on the weekly chart is to buy it, right? But if you go to the day chart, we're in a downtrend. So I don't want to buy it. And we're getting very bearish candles, bearish. This top wick is bearish, right? So it's just a stalemate for me. Yeah, it's a good buying level on the weekly, but we're in a daily downtrend. So I wouldn't touch this, right? There's too much conflict going on there. So for that reason, I would stay out. What I would say, if it breaks this area here, then there's a good probability that it will make it back down to these lows. If I drag this out a little bit, yeah, there's a strong probability it'll make it down to those lows. But if you look at the H4, you can see, yeah, this low is holding. Right, and look at this H4 candle. So we've still got 40 minutes, but you know, that's a good indicator that there's buyers here. Okay. Excuse me today, guys. Yeah, a bit Barry White-esque. Right, what else are we looking at? Hi, Tom. If you go against daily or weekly trend for your entries, you must be with both H4 and H1 to take a trade. Yeah, it does make sense. So what Aya is asking is this. So US dollar, Swiss franc, right? This is a good example, right? If we look at the day chart, I took a trade on this the other day, okay? And I bought this market. Now, we are clearly in a downtrend. So I was going against trend. When I say against trend, I mean against the daily trend. Every time I say that, that's what I mean. Okay, so we were going against trend. So all I'm looking for is a H4 break. Yeah, and this was the trade I took yesterday, guys. Yeah, it broke this level. Yeah, we was above the moving average 20, and then I took the trade. I got a nice retrace, and I made some nice profit. Now, there's a couple of things I look for, Aya, right? The first thing is a H4 structure break, right? So tick. The second thing I look for is to be above the moving average 20. And, you know, right at this point, that was also a tick. So this candle broke structure and finished above the moving average 20. So it was tick, tick. My criteria was met. I entered the trade. Now, you also asked, does H1 have to be in an uptrend? But if H4 is in an uptrend, there's a very, very strong possibility that H1 will be in an uptrend also, right? So at my point of entry, which was literally on the retrace, if we look at the H1, right, we're clearly in a H1 uptrend anyway, right? Then you just have to think where would be a nice level to buy from, right? Because you can clearly see we're in a H1 uptrend. Now, this grey zone's a nice level. Also, this 8550 is potentially a nice level. And then if we just look at price action after the break, yeah, we get a nice retrace, even makes it down to the 8550, and then bang, it shoots off. Yeah, and I took some profit up here. All right, guys. So, yeah, good question, Aya. Totally understood the question. That's what I'm looking for. Right, what else are we looking at? Saint Slassian, is there a difference between market structure break versus break of structure? No. No. In a word, there you go. Finished. No, there isn't. If it's a market structure break or a structure break, you know, there's lots of unnecessary jargon in trading, right? And I think it's just people trying to confuse retail traders, to be quite honest, right? And it's just people try and make things sound more important or more difficult or, you know, just flashier, right? And there's no need for it, right? Yeah, it's just a structure break, market structure break, same thing. Yeah, you're interested when we have a break of structure. You know, how many words there are for support and resistance? You've got support and resistance, supply and demand, value gaps. What's the other one? You know, it's all the same thing, right? It just means the same thing, right? So, yeah, don't, you know, here's a little bit of advice, guys, right? You know, you get all these candlestick cheat sheets, right? Then you get all these chart pattern cheat sheets. And then you get all this jargon for different, which is all this jargon for support and resistance, pretty much, right? So all of these things are not important, right? So the jargon just means support and resistance, right? All it means is where will price react on the chart. That's your job, right? Let's break this down how your job is. Your job is to know where price will react on the chart, okay? Whether you call it fair value gap, support and resistance, supply and demand. I'm trying, what's the other one? Anyway, whatever you call it, that's your job, right? And then all these candlesticks and patterns and everything, again, your job is to decide who's in control, buyers or sellers. That's it. That's your job, right? So don't get caught up with all these things. They're all a load of crap, to be honest with you. Just focus on the simplicity of trading, yeah? Ultimately, who's in control, buyers or sellers, right? Go with the person who's in control. Right, what else are we looking at? Okay, so CJ took Euro CAD from a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. Okay, so you took it off of this candle on the H4. All right, fair enough. Good a reason as any. I don't like the fact we're below the moving average 20 here, but okay, so this could potentially be a target. Okay. Right, what else are we looking at? Kibria. Are you always do you always hedge your stop loss? If so, how do you manage your hedge overnight? if the market doesn't show you a break of structure in line with daily trend. Okay, Kibria. So a couple of things here. So I will always hedge, okay, but sometimes I will close a trade before it hits my hedge. So you know that I'm a fan of hedging, right? But I'm also a fan of closing a trade early if it's not doing what you want it to do. Okay, so for that reason, I don't hedge every trade because some trades I close early. Okay, if the market's not doing what I want it to do, or I get a break of structure opposite to what I want, you know, I'll get out of the trade. All right. And then with hedging, the simplest way to think of hedging is I will hold on. So, yeah, first and foremost, you must be with daily trend when you're hedging. Okay, first and foremost, right? And then all you need to think of it is let's say daily's in a downtrend, right? And I'm looking for sells. Okay, so I enter a sell and I place my hedge to protect myself. That trade doesn't work out and I get hedged. Okay, then all I do is wait for my next setup for a sell. Okay, if a setup doesn't come, I will stay in that hedge and consider just closing the hedge, right? But if the next setup in this downtrend appears, I will then close my hedge and trade the next setup and then place my new hedge above the last setup. So it's just giving you more than one chance to take the trade with trend. Yeah, if you think of it like that. And I've held hedges for weeks before. Right? So hedging, you don't want to think of hedging, right, I must get out of hedging as quickly as possible. It's not that. You just trade your setup. If it's wrong, you get hedged. You trade your next setup. Simple as that. Excuse me. Rahil, how to find a fast feed broker and a slow feed broker in order to do latency trading. What you're talking about is, what's it called? Not arbitrary. What's it called? Oh, I can't think of the name now. So you're basically trying to take advantage of the speed of a feed, right? Good luck with that. Yeah. So you've got a fast feed broker compared with a slow feed, and you can trade that imbalance. You will just get eaten alive with spreads and commissions. Yeah. So no, I don't think that, unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, Rahil, I don't think that's a big important aspect to trading, especially to the way I trade. Yeah, I have 1 or 2 trades a day on average, and I just enter at a level. Yeah, speed of execution and, isn't that important to me, right? Whereas the trading you're talking about, you would have to have super amazingly quick execution, and you'd be in and out of a trade very quickly. Yeah, so there we go. Niraj, can we identify trend with single candle instead of structure? No, definitely not, right? Trend is all about structure, right? So structure is about identifying highs and lows. That's all you need to identify in a market, right? Let's start here. There's the last high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Structure determines trend, right? And if you just join these together, yeah, that tells you what trend is, and so on, right? That's all no candlestick is telling you trend, and no candlestick is telling you a reversal of trend. Only structure and structure breaks are telling you that. Never use a candle on its own for a reversal. Yeah, wait for confirmation in a structure break. Even if you wait for a structure break on the M15 chart, right? A quick structure break. Wait for a structure break to confirm a change of trend. I must, say that. Candlesticks can't do that. Say it with Stone, Euro, US dollar. Okay. I'm just going to take Javan's comment here because he's a member. His name's in green. Javan, hi, Tom. Thanks for yesterday for the gold analysis. I waited, watched the H1 hour, H1 chart, get on a bullish signal, took 80 pips out of the market. Javan, bravo, wonderful news. I'm glad I could help you take some profit. Yeah, this is what it's all about, guys. Learning. Yeah, this is why we created this channel. We want to help you learn, right? We want to help you understand trading so that you can make informed trading decisions yourself, right? And everything I do, as you probably know by now, is based on price action. Yeah. So yeah, Joanne, happy days. Right, Euro US dollar for Say It With Stone. Our friend from Lecce, if I remember rightly. Is that correct? I believe it is. Let me have a quick drink before I do this one. Right, we've just had news come out, which I've totally ignored as usual. And we're getting US dollar strength. Thank you for reminding me about the news. And as usual, I totally forgot. So let's look at a few US dollar pairs, right? This is crying out US dollar strength. Yeah, Euro US dollar. And we'll go back to this, Say It With Stone. Pound US dollar strength, New Zealand US dollar strength, US dollar CAD, US dollar strength. So Sherlock Holmes here has surmised, word of the day, that the news was better than expected for that employment data. There we go. Genius. Yeah, it was far better than expected, right? And what is this figure telling us, guys? So this is initial jobless claims. So this number is lower than this number, but that's a good thing because it means less people are claiming unemployment, right? It means less people are unemployed, right? So that is good for the economy, good for the employment data. Yeah, it's a good sign. So there you go, guys. We are now seeing US dollar strength on the back of that. So let's have a look at Euro US dollar for Say It With Stone. So yeah, it's the thing with Euro US dollar is this, right? It was in this downtrend, and then on the back of NFPs, it just went bam, right? But we are in an uptrend. But the problem with the uptrend is there's an area of resistance here. You know, prices is at resistance and we're in an uptrend. So for that reason, it's very difficult for me to trade, right? Yeah, if we're in an uptrend, which we are, I do not want to be at resistance, right? I just don't. And that's where we are with Euro US dollar, in an uptrend, but at resistance. All right, guys. So yeah, it's tricky for me to trade. Let's have a look at the H4. So there's a bit of a box here, right? Price has not left this box for some time, right? So I call these a box of indecision, right? Because you've basically got sellers, buyers, now seeing sellers, and price just hasn't left this level, right? So I would trade the break of this box of indecision. Yeah. If we got a break to the downside, I think there's room to the downside, potentially to this level here, right? And if we got a break to the upside, I think potentially we could take price back to the top of this grey zone. So yeah, that's how I would trade Euro US dollar. Wait for a break out of this box. I want to break free. That is Euro US dollar right now. I've got to stop singing, you know, especially as this goes out live to people. Yeah. I don't even sing at home. Saint Silver Slassian, you're welcome. Javan, you're welcome. Thank you, Aya. Saint Slassian. I just like saying your name. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Roger, what's your favorite band from the 90s? Let's forget trading for 1 minute. This is a very important question. From the 90s, a band. So first and foremost, I was more hip hop. Yeah, I used to love LL Cool J, Nas, Tupac, you know, Snoop Dogg. I was a bit of a hip hop, you know, gangster. I wasn't, but I liked hip hop. But band, I mean, were Nirvana 90s? Is that right? 80s, 90s. So bands I do like. I love Nirvana. I love the Foo Fighters. They are quality. Are they 90s? Probably. Yeah. Yeah. So Foo Fighters would be my favorite band for the 90s. I used to love Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were pretty cool. But yeah, Foo Fighters. I've seen Foo Fighters live about 4 or 5 times now, different festivals. Yeah, they rock. Hopefully they're listening to Simply Forex and I get free tickets to their next show. Massive Attack. I did love Massive Attack, Roger. Yes. Yeah, what's that song? Oh God, I'm terrible with song names. Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, love Massive Attack. They're brilliant. Yeah, thank you, Roger, for this interlude of music interjection. Right. Any value for New Zealand dollar, US dollar buys, Shreyas? We have already looked at New Zealand dollar, US dollar buys, and potentially there is a little bit of room there, but we're just seeing some US dollar strength come into the market on the back of news. Homie. Normally I wear a bandana, but I take it off for the live stream. What else are we looking at here? Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, Saint Slassiang. Sorry, we get talking about anything and everything on this live stream. I like a little interjection about a different subject. Thank you, Roger. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Right. Now, we looked at these earlier on, right? Now, they're in a downtrend, right? Let's just state facts. They're in a downtrend. So normally I would want to sell, right? But they're in a downtrend and they've come from a very oversold, overextended level. And look at that reaction, right? So buyers have just absolutely stormed this market. Now, the big question is, does this have more room to go up to? And I wouldn't push my luck anything past this level. And probably this 5,700. So if you were looking to buy Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, yeah, because it is so oversold, then potentially there's a bit of room to 5,700, right? But there is a big but, and I was going to say a joke there, but I won't. There is this level through here that is good support and could be good resistance, right? So this candle has closed back below this area of resistance. So it's a tricky one for me, right? If you look at H4 structure, we're firmly in an uptrend, right? And, you know, this would have been a nice entry earlier on, right? We are in an uptrend, you know, it's potentially a nice trade. But, you know, let's see what happens here, right? I'm not willing to trade Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. Like I say, if I had to trade it, I think we've got room up to this 5,700, if not a little bit further, maybe up to here, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm seeing. But the thing with, if we go back to the day chart, the thing with trading against trend, right? This is a downtrend, is the market can just turn on you at any point. You're never comfortable letting a trade run, right? Against trend. Yeah, it makes sense. Again, just logical stuff. So that's the problem with it. And if I was to look at a Swiss franc pair, it would be one that has room to move into, right? This doesn't. Euro Swiss franc. Yeah, this probably has a little bit more room, right? Euro Swiss franc, right? Up to this level. So I would choose a Swiss franc pair with more room to move into. If we look at Euro Swiss franc, yeah, we're getting a very nice potential entry here. Yeah, very nice. So we shall see, guys, right? This could even be a good trade setup right now. Yeah, I'd wait for this H4 candle to finish, you know, buy here, stop loss here, take price back up to this grey zone. All right, so there's better Swiss franc pairs to trade than Aussie dollar Swiss franc because of it has no room. All right, guys, and yeah, guys, can I just say, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and everyone, please smash the like button if you're enjoying our analysis and our time together. Also, guys, don't forget we've got our trading community, right, where you can join, talk to like-minded traders, share trades, ideas, come join our free Discord channel. If you would like more than that, and you would like access to my trade signals, you would like access to my strategies and tutorials, and you would like direct access to me, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. And right now, if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers, you can get free access to the VIP. All right, so check it all out. Thanks for your time today, guys. Thanks for the questions, and I'll see you next time.